started the show talking about this, and I want to get into it more when we blitz through some news here in a few minutes. But this Bloomberg article, in their long-term research, and Prudential admits it, the big insurance companies, others are involved, that they had a secret deal with the government and the Department of Veterans to allow them to basically keep the money from 6 million soldiers and their different types of injury benefits and death benefits. And it just shows these people practice evil, and they train you to accept evil. That's why they're now in the news going, Ministry of Defense probes claim that soldiers are smuggling heroin from Afghanistan. What are you talking about? In fact, did you guys find that Fox newscast we played before where Geraldo's on there with the Marine Corps colonel, and they admit they're helping protect and grow the opium fields? Remember that? We're not going to play it yet. I'm going to play it right at the end of the hour. But, I mean, because people don't believe this when I say it. I've got to play it. And I can pull up AP, Reuters, and they're like, we have to help grow the opium or the Taliban won't be our friends. We're there to get the opium. When I say we're there, I've got to get my mind out of that cycle. This isn't my country. My country was stolen. I want my country back. We're run by big global corporations for their power and control. And if they'll kill 1 million plus Iraqis in the last 7.5 years of war, and over 1.5 million from sanctions before that, that's 2.5 million of a 24 million population. Do you think they care about minimum wage workers cleaning stuff up with Core Exit in the Gulf or at Exxon Valdez 20-something years ago? You think they care about firefighters and police and medical workers at the World Trade Center? You think they care about any of this? I mean, do you think that the system cares about you? And the answer is no. Not only do they not care, they enjoy hurting you. Of course they're poisoning the water in the vaccines. Of course they're doing all of this. And the sick part is we go along with it. We feel like we're part of the system in all our little petty positions of power in the compartmentalized pyramidal structure. It's time to realize that we are a drugged out, dumbed down, wicked society. We've got to start recognizing evil from good and supporting good over evil. But that means you've got to find the real good, not the whole panopticon, the whole panacea, the whole pantheon of counterfeits. I mean, this world is sophisticated. And I just learn more every month now than I learned in the previous year. It's just accelerating, and I can't even articulate it all. It's just incredible. And I can't stand being prominent. I can't stand that I'm in the position with all this responsibility, because even though I'm real and try to be good, I'm weak. I'm made up out of the flesh. But through all the persecution we've gone through, and we don't talk about really much of it on the show, it just makes me a better person. Coming up, this story's up on the Drudge Report. Big shifts to get expanded role in policing the internet. They're going ahead with the cybersecurity takeover. Key report. That's also at GCNlive.com. Another one, expanding U.S.-Canada security and economic partnership. They're going ahead with the North American Union integration. That's up at GCNlive.com. Soros front group exploits teenage celebrity to get out the vote for the war party, the Obama party, same as the Bush party, same as the globalist party. That's at GCNlive.com. Another key report by Jurian Massin does such a great job. The Biometric Utopians, the Biocratic Utopians, Part 1, Prussian Eugenics. You got to go read all this. Gold, silver explode as banksters abandon market manipulation. It's just all insane. And I can just see the social engineering. I can see how destructive it is. I can see what it's designed for. And then I can read globalist-owned white papers that are public, and it confirms everything I already organically knew. I can watch Glenn Beck at a fancy graphic on the screen that he's of the history of the world, and I can know that he's going to walk over at the end of it and say he is the next great event in human history, and I can sit there and know what he's about to do before he does it. Do you know what that's like, ladies and gentlemen? I know a lot of you have that discernment. It's incredible. I know the enemy. I can see into their mind. I know who they are. I've studied them, researched them, read their writings, watched them for so long. I'm 36 years old. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'm almost like, God, Why me? But you've got to look in the mirror and ask yourself that as well. I mean, it's all of us together. And I know why a lot of you are scared. You're scared of the responsibility. You're scared of the consequences. But I'm here to tell you, the consequences to not resisting this dehumanization, 110%, are much greater than whatever the consequences are of resisting it. It's going to be much worse if we don't say no to this. We know this is a tyranny. We know this is an oppression. We know this is a dehumanizing system. It's death. And we have got to realize how sick this world is, and we've got to get our priorities straight right now. I mean, what did Dick Gregory say? Dick Gregory is an extremely famous icon of the civil rights movement. And I'd never talked to him, never tried to get him on. I saw he was on a 9/11 Truth hunger strike, so we call up, and he's like, I just love you and see your research, and everybody all over the country talks about you more than anybody else. And then he said that on air. You heard him. I mean, you know what that's like? And then to know that they've got not just government attacking me and big corporations and big media demonizing me and lying about me and twisting what I say, but the COINTELPRO attacking me from the conspiracy theory angle, and the white supremacist like Hal Turner, who I knew was a Fed. You could just tell it. I knew he was a globalist. I knew he was FBI. It came out. I was exactly right. I know them. I know Glenn Beck's bad. I know Barack Obama's bad. I know, okay? I know. It's like looking out your door and there's a thunderstorm and rain's coming down. Cats and dogs. I know if I walk out there, I'm going to get drenched. It's raining so hard, the rain's going sideways. An umbrella isn't going to help. I knew those Bin Laden videos were fake when I looked at them. I could tell one was a computer generation, a classic video game template. It wasn't even well done. They do them bad on purpose to condition you to accept lies, where you know it's a lie at a subconscious level, but accept it. And now they admit it's fake. The other one was a fat guy in a room. They admit they made that one. They come out and say we're taking the veterans' death benefits. They come out and say they're shipping the drugs in. They're trying to break our will. They're trying to dominate us and go, okay, you exposed us, fine, we're evil. What you going to do about it? They're counting on yuppies not being able to admit they're putting sodium fluoride that's deadly in the water. They're counting on people not looking at the evidence the vaccines are killing you and maiming you. You've got to make the decision to admit the truth to yourself, and then what are you going to do about it? As one of the founding fathers said, I'm willing to know the whole truth, the horrible truth, and make preparation for it. Just denying the truth doesn't make you safe. It makes you in more danger. Sticking your head in the sand, the hyenas get you. Now, for the balance of this segment, I want to bring up Steve Shank, one of our great sponsors. And not only does this fund our operation, and we're funded by you, the listeners, but it's also the storable food company I believe in. I bought a lot of different places, didn't like it, or it had chemicals in it, or, you know, it had fillers in it. It had things like MSG in it, or it was GMO. Not with Steve Shank, and it's the biggest continually operating company in the nation. And I believe patriots need gardens and guns and gold, and that patriots need to have storable food. And I believe now is the time to take action. I'm going to cover news in the final segment, bringing Steve Shank up. Steve, good to have you here with us today. Your buy 3, get 1 free is about to end, and you haven't done this but one other time in the past, and so much is happening with the grain shortages in Russia and with the depression. I've got all the news here where they're admitting we're going into a depression. I mean, I believe in this. I hope folks get storable foods from you while they can.
Well, absolutely.